Hello and welcome to another episode of Amasec and Archaeotech with me, Mitch.
And me, Ched. Hello, everyone, and welcome.
A Scorchio day today, and on this Scorchio day, we're going to be mainly talking about the Emperor's Children, the hottest, the Phoenician, the fire, bring it all. Yes, the
Rebirth from the flames.
Exactly, the hottest of the Emperor's sons, some might say. Yes, and as usual, we'll talk a little bit about what we've hobbied, any new releases, and then we'll get on to talking about the Third Legion in what we've dubbed the section as, Ched?
Misremembered Millennia.
Incredible. Okie dokie then. So without any further ado, what have you been up to, mate?
I have built my Arachne quad accelerator platform. And
Ooh.
yeah, I kind of see what you mean about building when you say you're not quite a fan of building. I'm definitely not a fan of building things like that. Men, every day, love doing that. But yeah, it was fine. It was fine to put together. There's a very fragile little antenna on the top, little aerial that I'm certain is going to get snapped at some point. But I like how the legs are kind of flexible and you can stand it out like a little walker crab thing. But yeah.
Yeah, I would recommend for your aerial chopping it off, either replacing it with a bit of brass rod or do what I did for the Lehman Russes and get a bristle from a brush and put it in there.
Yeah.
Because that flexes around all over the shop and doesn't snap. So
that's true.
Yeah. So what about the build didn't you enjoy?
It's just all the big blocky bits, I think. Where is it? Yeah, it was fun. I've been putting the guns together. There's quite a few bits to the end of the gun, and I thought I'd lost a bit of it for ages, and luckily found it right at the end, but I almost thought I'd have to have the end of a barrel missing for a while. But
oh, wow, okay. But is it the little thing, is it like half a barrel, and then the end of the barrel is...
half the end of the barrel, yeah.
Yeah, they love
exactly
it.
That.
If it's an autocannon, they love to do it. They love it. So.
Yeah, don't know. It must be an injection molding thing, but there we go. But yes, it's a flat 125 points. I will be looking forward to using it and having kind of so it has the Atomantic Purveyors, right, which gives a 5+ invuln to anyone within a 3-inch bubble of it. So thinking Lascan squad in the bubble, keep them safe unless it gets killed and then it will explode on a 4+. So high risk, high reward with that one.
Yes. I think explode isn't like AP2 or anything magical. It's just normal as it always has been, I think, for
that's a good
night
point.
Stuff. So it's not any like special.
Yeah.
No, unless it's got some special rule, but there isn't anything that makes it go pop like really nastily. But yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. You sent me a picture.
Yes, for scale.
I quite liked I liked it kind of up on its haunches, to be honest.
Yeah, it's cool. Gives it that little walker feel. So
yeah.
Well, depending on the terrain I land it on, if it's kind of, like a Utah kind of style, Death Valley rock, then it could just sit on that and the legs hang down.
Oh yeah. Very true. Very true.
So I've built that and I got all my tokens sprue out and do you remember that gold sort of chrome I had that I was using on my early test models for Thousand Suns?
Yes, I do.
But it was too glossy and therefore it was really hard to layer any paint over it. Well, I picked that out and sprayed all my tokens that chromey gold. So they look like gold coins now at the moment.
Cool. Are you going to do anything else more to them?
I'm thinking about weathering them because they all look the same and picking them out for the different statuses might be a bit easier if they were color-coded. Yeah. So I may, look at doing something with them on that front. But, that's what I've done with those. So that's all I've done from the Saturnine box. And then just the Centurion with a jump pack. Working on him. I've now glossed him given him all the transfers, and then oil washed him. I just need to do a few more bits, and then I'll matte varnish him, and a few little touch-up bits. I did drop him and break off his blooming vexilla on his backpacks, but
no,
that glued back okay. But yeah, that was a bit of a pain. So that is... I guess another thing is I was kind of inspired by...
And another thing.
Yeah. Sorry, final thing from me, but I was inspired by... Who was the guy from the last tournament who had made his own book? Billy. So
Billy.
I was inspired by Billy from the last tournament, and I've been making a kind of a sheet for my half of our army, just because there's nothing on Battlescribe or any other app anymore, and Battlescribe is a evil corporate thing, so to speak. Did you hear about this?
No, so I was about to ask what.
So apparently someone who runs Battlescribe basically is taking all that money, but he doesn't pay the people who make the repositories that go into it.
So he built the initial app, and then
he's like, built the app to host all this stuff, and then it's other people that make all the repositories that go in that would load your army, but none of those actually get paid from it.
Oh wow, no, I didn't. Yeah. I had no idea.
He just sort of takes the money and disappears and doesn't really do anything with the app at all. So after finding that out, I don't pay for it anymore, and if I can find another way, I will. But it's also helped me learning some rules and things like that. So I thought I'd just make my own one.
I have heard of a thing called New Recruit.
Oh, okay.
Well, I've heard it come up on like a few podcasts now, and but it's all web based. But I think it does a similar job. I don't think they have the files yet for the most recent one, but I think it might do a similar thing, so it might be worth checking out.
Okay, yeah, I might do. But at the moment, I'm happy making my own list. I've just got to add in all the rules now at the bottom, so it's kind of like a similar format to Battlescribe, but I thought it was quite helpful when learning all the new stuff and, fun flipping through the book and finding what's what.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I really need to read the book and get to grip on those rules, because at the moment I've skimmed through it once, have a rough idea about some special rules, but other than that, I know I'm going to absolutely fall in the trap of this does this. No, not anymore. Not anymore, it doesn't.
Doesn't it have this rule? Wait, no.
Yeah. Or even, like Sunder and Breaching, I now don't do what they did before, so...
That's true. I haven't come across Sunder yet, but Breaching and Rending are a bit different.
So, yeah. Or maybe I meant Rending. I think I meant Rending. I don't think I've come across Sunder yet. No,
there you go. So, what about you, my friend?
I have been mainly working on this night that we spoke about last time. I have finally done a load of weathering on it, and now I have primed it. So it is primed, and now I can start painting it. Is the next step. So
okay,
yeah,
exciting.
Yes, I was just finishing that up today. So now I can get some paint on it, hopefully. I've got to figure out exactly what I'm doing with it, but... Yeah.
Will it be painted for our game with Rupert next week?
Maybe. It'll be certainly along the lines, I should hope. Or it may be a case I'll just have to bring it the other night, because it'll be not on its base yet. Be one of those two things, because I would really want to get it done beforehand, because that only gives me... I haven't got that much longer before I have to go back to work in that case. If that makes any sense. So I'd rather get all this done on my holobobs.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. Will it be held together by mostly blue tack?
You mean the Emperor's finest tack? Yes. Yes, it will. More than likely.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So,
okay, hopefully it doesn't fall apart mid-game.
I mean, even with the best rules, and I don't think it will last that long, but we will see. But hopefully I can get some good progress on it this week.
Nice.
But yes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it and understanding which one it is from, because I don't know what all the names are.
Yes. Easy lost in all that. There's a lot of, there's an A, there's a C, There's a lot of A's on around, so yes.
Yeah. Cool.
No problem at all. No problem at all.
Nice one then. Right, moving on. What we got next?
New releases.
I have not seen anything. Have you?
No, I don't think I have. I'm completely honest. We just had that big bumper release of the Saturnine individuals, but I don't think there's been anything else. The individual Saturnines. I don't think there's been anything else from that.
No, there's just been Perturabo Joy Toy figure. He's coming. That's the release.
Oh, of course, yes. The Siege Tyrants, the Iron Hands treatment, so their special unit, and what are they called? Siege Tyrants, is it?
I've not seen anything about them. I've just seen the Joy Toy Perturabo.
Yeah, no, I think the Siege Tyrant Perturabo, Siege Tyrant Joy Toy exists as well.
Oh,
there's a few of them. You know how they did it for all the others? They do this, like select guys. So yes, I forgot what scale that is, but that scale guys are going to enjoy themselves. Iron Warriors are now here. If they want to carry on their pure insanity into that scale, then good luck to them.
Definitely. Did you see also the drop pod? You've seen that the old drop pod, the single drop pod, is out.
Yeah.
Because they did a new one for 40k, but it's not that one. It's still the old one, and it's it's £37.50 for one drop pod. That
seems pricey.
It does for the state of it, and you can get all the disintegrators now, the quad platform on its own, the dice, more tokens, Mark II.
Yeah.
Oh, you can buy the Mark II squad with the disintegrators. You can also get the alternate Saturnine Siege Dreadnought weapons. I really want an inversion beamer. I'm really...
Yeah. It's one of those things that I think annoyingly that particular build or that frame is online only. So,
yes, it is. So I'd have to buy it direct from them. But I'm strongly considering getting that frame.
I mean, the rules for it seem crazy. So I would probably, if I was to have one, I would also probably put an inversion beamer on it. Hey, put an inversion beamer on one and a conversion beamer on the other, and you've got best of both worlds.
That would be so. Yeah, I wish they'd do that. You'd just be so lethal in the mid ground, but then you wouldn't. You'd have that. You have to have that advantage from far away and then up close.
Yeah, so it's kind of the two extremes, really, or just get two inversion beamers and just go around trying to hug someone, a deadly hug.
Yeah, it'd just be a beamer at that point, wouldn't it? You just combine.
Yeah, basically. But it looks really cool, and I would definitely. And the rules for it seem crazy. So certainly a bit like plonk him on an objective or near one and be like, yeah, come at me.
Exactly.
Sort of, see what happens. Yeah, exactly. Imagine putting him in his own Mortalis situation. I know.
Yeah,
he can't, but that would be it would be ridiculous.
It would be funny. But otherwise, not much on that front.
No, those. I mean, I know we spoke about it before. Really quick that they've come out so quickly. Great for those who want to get individually. But then we didn't talk about those. So have you any idea yet what you're going to do with your Dreadnought? Who are you going to paint them up for?
I'm still leaning towards Thousand Suns, but I mean, I'm going to have a whole new look at that force and see what to do with them and how it works with the army building and all this and what I've got and what I can add. So and if I'm going to keep them as a allied detachment or, all this sort of stuff, I have a feeling it will become more of its own army and I'll either play just salamanders or just them to get kind of the most out of them, because I don't think I'll be able to get the most out of the Thousand Suns as a allied detachment, but I'll have to see. Right. Again, I've just been focused on salamanders at the moment and the army for the upcoming doubles. Yeah,
I mean, that's probably no bad thing if we're trying to also learn the goddamn rules.
I did have a skim through all the Thousand Sun stuff, but I didn't want to get too into it and kind of mix up rules in my head or whatever and try and learn stuff that I don't need yet.
Yeah, well, I think they're quite interesting. I think they've done very well this edition, mate, with the two legions that you
interesting. There's no more of the plasma things, though. The plasma guns for Thousand Suns aren't there anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That plasma squad I made for them will just be a normal plasma squad now.
Is there nothing in the legacies?
I haven't checked the legacies, but in the war gear options, the Ether Fire Blaster in the book, isn't there? Maybe in the Legacies, I don't know. I'd have to check. But yeah, on the face value, not there.
I guess worst comes to worst, it's just you just got yourself a support squad there, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Plasma was never a bad support squad, was it?
No, and Plasma doesn't have gets hot anymore, does it? Because overcharged.
No, it is different because you can overcharge it and then it gets. It's called overload now. It's not called gets hot anymore.
But but you can maximal fire now for all plasma weapons, I think.
Yes,
which then maybe gives you that chance of doing the old overload situation, but it's not a given what it was before. So that's good. No, that's cool. Oh, also, just to go back to your Arachne.
Oh yeah.
How are you going to field that?
It's a support slot. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Oh, is it? It's not a fortification?
Yes. No, there's no more fortifications anymore either. They're all in Legacies fortifications.
Oh, I see. Yes. I was going to say, I think there are some fortifications in Legacy, so I guess, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. That answers my question.
It's a support slot, and it'll just be, I don't know, deploy at the start.
There we go. Okay,
cool. Something else about deployment. You know, I said about my jump pack leaders.
Yeah.
So, what was it? There was something about there's a rule. Oh, it's the Nuncio Vox, right? So you know how the Nuncio Vox removes statuses. It can only, what it does is it links to your leader's stats.
So like the Vox, like what the Solo Auxiliary used to do back in 2.0 with the leader and then Yes,
so, but the thing is you need to have that leader on the battlefield.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So if you put your
problem if your leader's in deep strike and he's not coming yet.
He can't be in reserve and still get the same benefit.
No, the rule says on the battlefield.
Okay.
We'll see how our test game goes and see how necessary it is to have him on there. But that may be a concern.
Yes, interesting. I guess we'll see what kind of status effects Rupert wants to throw towards us before we.
Indeed, and if it gets like end of turn one, all of my units on the board are routed or this, that, and the other, then it may get a bit hairy.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah. Boss, where are you? We can't talk to you, boss. Tell us what to do.
No, that's cool. Okay. Good. That's a good point of difference to know then, really.
Yeah.
It's seeming less and less likely that you're gonna be able to use this squad how you want to, mate.
Yes, that is a real teething issue from just porting over from 2.0 to 3.0. My love of deep striking assault marines and the like seems to be going out the window.
Well, I guess that's why you only need to buy one dreadnought. Not one dreadnought, one drop pod, because you can only ever do it like once per unit, so you can have multiple anymore. So,
no, exactly.
But then you get two in the 40k one. Sorry to digress again. Then you get two in that. So couldn't you not just?
You do. I haven't seen the price difference. So we have a look. It is okay. So the 2 drop pods are 50 quid, and then the Legion drop pod is 34 quid.
Oh, okay. So if you wanted 2, you're probably better off. I mean, obviously the difference is that you can't model it closed because they always.
You can the single one, yeah.
Yeah.
The 40k ones you can't. No, they've all got that terrain around the bottom, which is nice, and the inside is different. Then.
Yeah, you don't get your bolter or whatever. Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. So, should we move on to Misremembered Empire, or whatever you call it? That's actually a book, isn't it? That's actually the book.
Yes,
that's actually a book.
Unremembered Empire.
Unremembered Empire.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to.
But...
There we go. Misremembered Millennia.
Right. So, Legion number 3, the Emperor's Children. They were small. The small legion to start off with. They were bodyguards of the Emperor. They earned the right to have the Palatine Aquila, which is the one with the curvy up wings. That's how you identify that one.
Okay, it's basically the one that's already all over the Custodes and all over the Emperor's stuff, right? Whenever you see him turn up.
It's not the normal one with the flat wings. It's the curly up wings. That's the Palatine Aquila. That's what they get to wear for being good boys. And I think, if I remember rightly, actually, one of the captains in the early days actually threw himself in front of the Emperor to take a wound for him. And that's how they earned that.
In the book, the Phoenix book I just read, so the
Heart of the press. Well, it's still fresh in your mind.
Half the press. There is a planet, a fight that happens. I can't remember the name, so that's how fresh it is. And basically, this squad. I think it's an atomic, or no, this. Oh no, no, it's not. It's a vortex weapon that they have deployed to try and kill the Emperor and this particular unit, or the 16th. I think it is a 16th, whatever unit / a big chunk of them go in and they prevent the Emperor from being killed and his custodians from being killed in for the use of this vortex weapon.
There you go.
And that's why they get the Palatine Aquila.
Cool. So they're purple and gold. You don't often see much variation around that, do you?
No, I think. Is it the Sun Killers who have a slightly different? Sun Killers are a elite las cannon squad. Do they not have a pad that's painted slightly differently?
No, I mean I've seen them often depicted with sort of golden las cannons, which is obviously very ostentatious. It's right up their street.
Yes. Well, the Emperor's Children are very much known for being the ostentatious one, the artists.
Seekers of perfection.
Yes, and are the type who will, drink wine for and go, oh, this is quite nice, or listen to music. Big emphasis on music, and that also comes to play later on in the Legion's development.
Part of their downfall, yeah.
Yeah.
Old Tarquin in his room, listening to his tunes, loving all that music.
Loving it. So, yes, they are quick as well. They're known for being some of the fastest, if not the fastest, in a one-to-one duel or in a general fight. And Fulgrim is known for being the fastest Primarch. I know that Jagatai will probably have a strong word to say about that.
Absolutely.
But yes, in terms of his reactions anyway, and his movement. And that's also one of the main reasons why you see that in their rules, in that where their initiative is on the battlefield is usually higher than most other people's because of that speed. As I said, they're also keen duelists. So martial pride and sort of the honor of the Legion through that is quite strong.
Lucius the Eternal is quite a famous duelist who is an Emperor's child.
Yes.
Who what is it? The Crimson King book, the audio book, is depicted as having a bit of a Cockney accent. He's a bit of a geezer. All right, I'll fight you. I'll stab you.
Is he really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really funny. It's really funny.
That is not what I hear him as at all.
Yeah.
That's great.
I know.
That's great.
It is quite amusing. It took me a while to realise that it was him, but yeah. He's always sort of, oh yeah, you want to fight? Come on, let's practice. Let's go to the old training rooms. He's fighting this other champion of the Thousand Suns and sort of sparring all the time. But yeah, he's a bit of a Cockney geezer.
As Ched said, very small legion. They have a issue with their gene seed. They have a phage that basically means that they don't. I can't quite figure out exactly what, unless you know, Ched, exactly what it is that's preventing them. But
I mean, a lot of them had issues with it. It was old Gulliman and the Lion of like the Stablist gene seed, didn't they? But yeah, theirs was in danger of wiping them out.
Yeah,
like a few of the others, really. And old Fabius Bile, wasn't he involved in sorting that out? Another character.
Yes, referred to as the Spider as well. I think purely because of all his accoutrement and his surgery gear that comes out of him.
Loves a bit of gear.
Loves it, mate. And yeah, he is one of the main characters that go through it. So yeah, talking about characters, we have their Primarch Fulgrim. There are quite a few, and it makes sense in a way because they are quite singular, people of perfection and sort of champions. They are often portrayed as being arrogant and brash. I would say
Definitely, especially Eidolon.
Yes, and Eidolon's the first captain, isn't he?
Yes, yeah. I guess they also have the benefit of being in the very early books. They had all this fleshing out as they were sort of alongside the Sons of Horus and World Eaters and Death Guard in the sort of the opening books there, and there was a lot to sort of talk about in there, and there was a lot of players involved, and we got to see the Fulgrim finding the Leia blade that sort of had the demon in it that slowly took him away from the Emperor's light.
Yes. So Fulgrim was originally from Chemos. Is it Chemos?
Yeah. Just pick one.
And
go with it.
Chemos.
Chimois.
Chimois, which is an industrial. All right. That's too much. That's too. This is going to get cancelled.
Beyond the pale, mate.
Yeah, Beyond the Pale, which was an industrial world. Kind of had this executives. It seems to be there's a lot of talk about executives and kind of maybe a little bit of a cyberpunk sort of situation with big corporations, rather than not in a cyberpunk aesthetic, obviously, but in a sort of big corporations that kind of ran the world, and it was all about mining quotas and getting stuff.
There's a lack of art, wasn't there? There was a lack of art and expression on all this.
So it was very functional. So
brutalist.
Like most,
it was Soviet Union, mate.
Well, I wouldn't want to make that comparison at this time, but yes, and it was as happens with most of them. Fulgrim rises to the top. He then conquers the planet to try and help its populace and the people there. And lo and behold, who comes from the sky but old Big Daddy E to take him away and rejoin him with his legion.
Yeah.
So he's taken away. He befriends an unlikely Primarch. And which Primarch is this, Ched? Which of the Primarchs?
He gets good mates with old Ferrus Manus, the grumpy, cantankerous man. And they have that competition, don't they? They challenge each other to make a weapon, and they both think they're so good that they end up swapping weapons. And they enjoy that.
Yeah, so
enjoy a little competitive bout between each other.
Yes, and in the Primarch novel, he obviously doesn't have that weapon yet because he's still got a sword. Is it Firebringer or
Firebrand?
Firebrand. There's a lot of fire involved. And he's still got that sword, but then he ends up with a hammer, which is quite interesting considering how obviously he's known for his speed. But he gets given Ferrus Manus' hammer,
Fireblade,
and then Ferrus Manus gets a Fireblade, I assume, unless that's a different one that he's made. Unless he makes a different one.
Ferrus makes Fireblade.
Oh, Ferrus makes okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Fulgrim makes Forgebreaker, which is the hammer.
Oh, I see. I thought it was the other way around. Okay, that makes sense. I see. Okay. So yes, very good friends, very close friends, even though they're completely polar opposite in terms of their actual characters and even how their legions work, really, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Very, very, very different.
So, yeah. Of course, this all comes to a head.
Hey.
There he is.
Foreshadowing pun.
At the drop site massacre of Istvan 5?
3. 3's the first one. Oh, no, sorry. 3's the first one, 5's the second one. I'm just looking at Fulgrim's 40k demon model, and he's actually carrying Fireblade.
And the Lair Blade, both of them.
No, I don't know about the Lair Blade. I don't know what happens to that.
Okay.
Yes. His 40k model's got Fireblade on him.
But it's Istvan 5, right?
Yes, Istvan 5, is the one where, as you say, comes to a head.
Yes, and this is the Drop Site Massacre. This is what the new release of the recent 3.0 book and the 3.0 in general has started on and is focusing on. And here is where Horus and the Emperor's Children and the Iron Hands Is there anyone else down there? Is it just those three?
Oh, there's loads of people down there. But yeah, Fulgrim tries to get inducted by... No, sorry. Ferrus tries to get inducted by Fulgrim because they're such good mates. And Fulgrim is like, look, tides are turning, all right? Horus, he's saying some things, all right? He's saying some new, crazy things. We might get a whole new thing going along. But Ferrus was one of the earlier ones found, and he fought alongside the Emperor for quite a while.
He was
and he still, still believes in Big Daddy.
Big Daddy,
and therefore,
yes.
when Fulgrim tries to turn him to the traitor side, he does not fall for it. He does not agree.
No, he is not. He's not a happy bunny, is he?
Absolutely not. Doesn't do that. Fulgrim knocks him out, leaves his ship, and he rushes headlong into the fight on Istvan 5. Doesn't wait for the rest of his legion. Lands early, just charges. Poor Korax and Vulcan have to follow him in and try and support him the best they can, but he's too headstrong and utterly just doesn't listen to anyone else, wants to keep fighting. He thinks he's got a strong head on his shoulders, but in fact, he's not. Just absolutely arrogance up the wazoo. The sheer hubris, mate. The sheer hubris. And, well, as we all know, as some of us may know, he loses his head over the whole thing.
He really does, figuratively and
very literally.
Very literally,
first
yes.
Primarch to die. How embarrassing!
Very embarrassing. By to his good friend and at one point sworn brother,
former lover.
Former lover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So Fulgrim is the first Primarch killer. How did he get to this point, you might ask? Well, we keep talking about the Layer Blade. And Ched, would you like to explain what the Layer Blade is?
So the Layer Blade has a Slaanesh demon inside. It's been whispering to him this whole time. It's been putting these bad, sweet nothings, all these bad juju into Fulgrim's ear. And when he's fighting his brother, it's like, the voice of the Emperor with Darth Vader and Luke, the do it kind of aspect. So he does. And then Fulgrim at that point gives himself over to the dark side.
Yes, he's always after that perfection, and he believes that through the Layer Blade they can make a more perfect Imperium than the one that they have here. Obviously, the Celestial Demon is there pouring all of this poison in and is encapsulated exceptionally well in the Fulgrim book. Is that by Chris Wright?
Oh, now you're asking.
Oh, is it? No, is it John? No, it's Graham McNeil. I think it's yeah. Anyway, it's a really good. I'd say it's one of my favourite of the newer of the sort of the first few heresy books, and I'd highly recommend it for those. It has a little bit of Lovecraftian element to it. It is kind of it's not kind of. It is gross. It has some body horror. It is a high recommend from myself. But yes, during that you get to get a little idea into Fulgrim's psyche and how lost he is by the time we get to Istvan 5 in terms of how much the Layer Blade and the demon in there has really broken down. Found the chink in his armor and just poured all this malice and self-doubt into him.
Sexy self-doubt.
Indeed. Self-loathing equals a sexy time.
It's typical Slaanesh things.
Yes.
And that's kind of kicking off all the heresy, really. That's quite early on. In the later days, actually, going back to Perturabo and his Joy Toy, Fulgrim uses Perturabo. He kind of tricks...
It was too easy. I had to not say anything when you come off the back of Fulgrim and you mentioned Joy Toys. I had to just...
Yeah. Yeah, fair. Joy Soy,
Apologies.
the Slanesh brand.
Yeah. Brought to you by Slanesh. Yeah.
And he tricks Perturabo into going down into the core of this planet to retrieve something, and Perturabo is helping him out, but actually he's being weakened by something that's been planted on Perturabo, and Fulgrim steals a bit of Perturabo's essence in order to unleash a demon and become the possessed snake four-armed creature that we know and perhaps love today.
I didn't know that. I didn't really know
Yeah.
that's how he ascended to demonhood, is
Yes.
by basically being a
Yeah, he
succubus.
stole a bit of Perturabo.
Wow. Okay.
He screwed him over big time. Not like
that. No. Okay, yes. So in his demon form, he is a big old snake character, isn't he? With four arms, as you say, with massive wings, especially in the Heresy era. But now we have a new model for 40k as well.
Yeah. Which one do you prefer?
It's the Heresy one for me.
Mm. Oh yeah, you've seen Rupert's one as well in the flesh.
Yes, I have.
And we did see the heavy metal one in the cabinet, didn't we? One time we were in Warhammer World, and that was beautiful.
Yeah, I have seen Rupert's one. I haven't seen the 40k one, so I can't comment necessarily in the flesh.
It would be nice to see that in the flesh, yeah.
In the Forge World one, his wings are massive, and my God, the amount of, how much I like to wave my arms around. It was extremely difficult to not end up knocking over.
But you're so self-conscious at all times.
Yeah, well, it was just like rolling dice, and then obviously you're in the height of trying to figure out what you're going to do, and then it would be just Rupert going like, and I'd be like, because I've like gone to go roll them in the same sort of place, but now there's a giant demon snake monster there now. So
no, brother,
no, brother,
do not roll the dice near my personage.
Dear. So, but Fulgrim isn't the only one who ends up being altered by his infatuation with Slanesh and the Layer Blade that then seeps into his soul. What happens to the rest of his Legion, Ched?
Oh, yes. Well, they start to modify themselves with the old spider, with Fabius Bile, and he starts to modify members of the Legion and give them big old glands in the neck. No, they are not gills for swimming. They, in fact, amplify the noise in their throat and create what leads on to the cacophony, the old sonic weapons.
It reminds me a lot of the Dune film from the 80s, which
I've not seen that,
What?
I know. I've not seen it.
You've never seen that? My God.
I've not seen Sting. On film.
You're not really missing much, if I'm completely honest. It is.
I guess it's a bit of a cult classic, though.
It really, it is a cult. It is a cult classic. It's a Lynch film, so it's out there in some of its places. It's got Patrick Stewart in it. But basically in that the Fremen have a sound weapon, a sonic weapon, and they use that to help Paul and his rise on Dune. So yes, kind of very similar to that, but coming from the throat this time, and so their sonic weapons. It's also to do with just the maximal amount of sensory experience that they can get, and that's where that also comes from. So that's why it's extremely loud, and obviously with Slanesh, those who...
They just want to be heard.
They want to be heard, yes. Let me finish. So they... Yeah, the more extreme the sensation, the better it is for them, and how they, it feels for them. But obviously the more they do it, the more extreme it needs to get. So the high needs to be higher and higher and higher, to a point where they obviously modify themselves to enable them to go higher and higher. So yes, and that came from... Is that from Murder? Or was that from the Layer as well? I can't remember the two planets that they come from, which has the sonic weaponry.
It's not from Murder, so it must be.
It must be from the Layer. Well. Yes, because they have all these sort of coral.
No, yes, that's what it's from. It's from the Coral City on Isfahan 3 before it gets the Superning.
Okay.
It's the War Singers.
As the war singers on Istavan 3, I'd completely forgotten. So it's okay, I'd forgotten about that. So that's the Coral City. I see. Okay. So yes, it's from that again, from alien influence, from Xenos influence that it's strongly suggested that were also Slaneshi in their kind of, I believe they had like a cult or they had all killed each other or it was all kind of a bit like sex kind of murder
sex, drugs,
cult.
rock and roll.
Yeah, exactly. You know, murder orgies.
Yeah.
So yes, it's all floating around in this sexy soup, and here we are now with Fulgrim and his fellow lads all having been corrupted by the. What happens to Eidolon, Jed?
He's the first one who gets the throat modification
He's
because Garrow oversees it when Garrow loses his leg in the fight, he sees Eidolon use this modification before he passes out.
And Garrow being the Death Guard.
Yes. Garrow of the Death Guard, yeah.
Who eventually
Who's the most
tells...
Undeath Guard, Death Guard.
Yes. Who eventually tells...
he's Terran, isn't he? Terran born.
The rest of the galaxy what's happened.
Yeah. He gets bitch slapped by Dawn.
Yes, he does. Yeah, that man can't take bad news well.
Dawn, you've got to go back to Terra. God damn it!
Okay, if
it's
you're going to say
it, third surf he's killed this week.
Just give him a nice present and a nice cup of chocolate and just, be very, very soothing. Soothe his back. He doesn't... sorry, we digress. Yes, so...
That's the Slanesh influence, mate. You're talking about massaging him.
Massaging and chocolate. It's all the
Where's
good
the
stuff.
blade? Hand it over. We must destroy it.
It's mine.
You're getting purged, mate. Exterminators on your house. Calling it
in. Yeah, and there's another character. Is it Lucius?
Yeah, he's the duelist. You got Saul Tarvitz, who's the other loyalist.
Yes, but Lucius is particularly important because he becomes Lucius the Eternal.
The Eternal, right? Yeah.
And people in 40k will obviously know about him. And what happens? What's with Lucius the Eternal, Jed? What's his business?
Oh, if you kill him, you actually end up turning into him.
Is he a demon, or was he just got some special?
I mean, heavily demonized there. That ain't normal.
That ain't right. Yeah. So yes,
Titus ain't doing that. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. So yes, his hunt for perfection, and all this all happens again on Istavan 3, I believe, or even beforehand. Is he was meant to be the most beautiful as well, wasn't he?
Oh yes, big scar on his face.
Yes, had never
been. Didn't like it. Didn't like being the beautiful one.
He
wasn't taken seriously.
No, and I don't think he had any scars because he'd never lost a duel, and then in the fight he ended up getting his face pretty maimed up. Or something got maimed up, and then after that, he just
didn't
continued.
Grumpy Pious Man, Imperial Fist.
Templar. Oh, yeah, I think he did. I think he did fight.
Did he fight Sigismund?
Yes, I think he did. Because it was the whole
Sigismund always won. The only person who Sigismund didn't technically beat was Sevatar, because Sevatar cheated, right?
I think so. Yeah, because he's a Night Lord, so that's literally his MO. Yeah, but I think it was that, and then we might have to double check that, but actually,
mate, it's misremembered. It's fine.
Misremembered. So yes, go out.
We're relying on our listeners to come back and let us know
how awful,
how wrong we are on the percentage rate. How wrong we are. Well, that's most of them, isn't it?
Yeah,
most of that covered, I think, or misremembered.
I think so.
I think we should go on to what we did with the lion. And now, what we did with the lion was, if he fell to chaos, where would it go? So we kind of have to do the opposite now. So if Fulgrim didn't fall to chaos, then what's the opposite in this scenario here?
Okay, so this is
So what did we go with the lion? Was the lion? Well, you said Tzeentch and I said Slanesh. So if the lion was Slanesh and the lion fell in with Horus first, if it's still Horus. Oh no, I don't know. This gets a bit convoluted. How do we flip the mirror on this?
I'm a podcast convoluted. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah. I guess. Okay, which kind of legion is Fulgrim going to be in? Would he be one of the first initial wave and become a Shattered Legion? Is he at the Siege of Terror at the end?
Yep.
Or is he...
Or is he on some campaign like the Dark Angels
Yes.
are, on some kind of retribution campaign so doesn't come back?
Yes. I'm going to say that he does end up being a Shattered Legion. I think if there was some sort of switcheroo and Ferrus had turned traitor, then the roles would have reversed and he would have been in the first wave. Would he then, a direct swap, would he then have been the first Primarch to die? Maybe there's some sort of poetic tragedy in that the Emperor's children, Fulgrim, one of the most beloved, dies first.
Yeah, I mean there is that. I agree with you. I think he would be a shattered. I think they would be a Shattered Legion. I think it.
Their pride,
his pride, and also he is known for being arrogant and wanting to, and doesn't have very little, but he has very little patience. So he obviously wants to be there first, wants to get stuff done. I can imagine. There's also, as you said, the pride element, so the honor, and the idea of like him challenging Ferrus to a duel. So there is probably a high potential that he could be the first one to be killed. I think equally though there might be a more interesting story about how he does become shattered, but remains a Primarch of a Shattered Legion, as opposed to, and just how the perfection.
It's completely in tatters, and then he's got to sort of rebuild that.
Yeah, exactly. And how does that affect him and his character throughout it? And I think because they have so many characters, I think they lend themselves quite well to being a Shattered Legion anyway, because they can be this source of excellence, but on a small level.
Yeah, and maybe going in a different direction where they kind of abandon the perfection thing because they may see that as a downside and adopt in something else.
Well, it's like I guess it's your idea of perfection, right? Because you now have to make do and constantly make do, which maybe you didn't. You can't have the perfect weapon or have the perfect plan set up. Sometimes you just got to go with what you've got.
Yeah.
And how does that affect them as a legion? Is kind of what I think is how I think that would
could have some interesting stories in that for sure. I guess then with looking at the new Saturnine box and the Saturnine kind of lore that's been tagged on now, how do you see the Emperor's Children using the models in the Saturnine box? How would they be utilising the Arachne platform? How would they be used in the Saturnine, stuff like this? What do you reckon, mate?
I think the Arachne would be, I mean, set up at the back and...
with the bubble, protecting those sun killers for certain.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd use them as a, as your bubble with your heavy support squad there. They're all about speed and being quick. So in a strange way, the Saturnine Terminators and the Dreadnought are kind of don't necessarily match that idea.
Not necessarily, but I can see them with the Praetor's ability, with them deep striking in with the teleportation and being then in the
that's
thick
true.
of it.
Yeah, and I don't know whether they would get a bonus. If they got an initiative bonus as a full stop because they're Emperor's Children, like they did before on the charge. So
I've not seen their rule.
I know that obviously there are other Terminators that are meant to be better in the in general in fighting, but I don't think those fists are anything to sniff at.
No, I don't think they are. They're definitely slower combat wise, but they do have the ability to have better shooting when they stand still. The Saturnine,
right?
I think they've got firing protocols. So I think deep striking them in shooting. Do you think they'd be more plasma bombard with the small blast templates, or do you think they'd be high risk, high reward with the disintegrator weapons?
I think disintegrators, only because they're more artistically pleasing and they're more archaic, sort of interesting weapons. If that makes sense.
Yeah. You think their veterans would have the disintegrators as well?
Yeah, I can. I can foresee that happening. I mean, they're sort of late to the party, so maybe you could argue that they wouldn't have them because they weren't there from the beginning. But then equally, if there's going to be
That's
some,
true. There wouldn't be very many in the Mark II left, maybe, and they definitely suit the Mark IV armor really nicely. But again, I think with any Legion, they look good in all the armor types.
yeah,
But I guess with the Mark II, they're going to be a bit more. Probably the Sunkillers, I could see them in being Mark II because they're kind of stood at the back. They're precision, they're kind of snipers, if you will. They're not getting up close and personal all the time, so therefore they're more likely to have that Mark II armor still in stock, right?
yeah, I think so. Or you would just have them as your veterans as being the older type with that. But yeah, a lot of their armor is more on the more modern side of things. I know they've got the Phoenix Guard, the Tartarus Terminators, so they've already got that sort of fast attack. Not the fast attack, the Terminators, but the Vanguard part of their of taking objectives is there taken up. So I guess the real question is, what about the Dreadnought? What would you do with the Dreadnought?
Oh, yeah. Because, the Saturnine, the idea is that all the Marines inside are kind of psychically attuned. So,
I mean, if that's the case, you could do some really cool conversions then. If they're all meant to be slightly so, you could go really depraved.
Yeah.
Deprived?
I think if you're good at the green stuff and having the big eagle on those big shoulders would look really cool.
Yeah, you could go big on that. I mean, it also depends, I guess.
And the marble effects that are often you associate with the Emperor's Children would look great on the shoulders and stuff like that. How would you kit out your Saturnine Terminator with a Dreadnought? Sorry, would it be Inversion Beamer? Do you think Graviton is usually a bit more Iron Hands? I mean, I was never a fan of the Graviton stuff, but it'll be different this time around, so maybe I'll get into it. But probably Disintegrator then again. Or maybe something esoteric like the Inversion Beamer. I just love Inversion Beamers, mate. Double Inversion Beamer.
So I hear from you. Inversion this, inversion that. I know there was a cool looking piece of artwork, which is an Emperor's Children Contemptor with a conversion beamer. So I could maybe see that as well. Conversion beaming at the end. It depends really what the rest of your force is like. I think if you're going to go, maybe
if you're thinking force from the box, midfield charging still.
Yeah, so go for the inversion beamer as opposed to the conversion, just to kind of command the mid.
They like the dueling, don't they? So they want to be getting stuck in there.
Yeah, getting close and personal. And if you are going to have that initiative that you can charge, there is no melee weapons for that Dreadnought, though, is there? There aren't any.
No. It is very shooty.
Okay, that makes sense then. So I would say that's the play, mate. I think use the Dreadnought for the midfield. Put your Saturnine in with the Saturnine Praetor. I think I could absolutely see them having Saturnine stuff only because it's the newest, shiniest, most fancy special. So they'd level that for sure. And then have your Arachne with your Sunkillers at the back.
Yeah, maybe if you had some special weapons, you could stick them on those Mark II Marines, and
go to town.
Cool, nice one, mate. Well, I think we've got through that quite nicely. Totally misremember all that.
Exactly. Yes. But no, please do comment. Scream at us.
Let us know your favourite Emperor's Children's moments from the Heresy or even from 40k, things that become. I mean, I've dabbled with the Faber Spile books, and Lucius is on Hammer and Bolter. So any sort of themes you may have used, let us know. Yeah, absolutely. You can find us in all the usual places: YouTube, Insta, TikTok, Blue Sky. Blue Sky. Let us not forget the Blue Sky. Blue Sky thinking, mate. Indeed. So, Chad, are you going to send us out with a quote? Oh, goodness. Yes, I'd best find one. Yeah, put you on the spot now. Yeah, wait. Oh, they don't have them in the new rule books anymore. Sorry, I can't wait. Impetuous like an Emperor's Child. So this is Apothecary Fabius Bile himself speaking to his brother Lycaon. Barring the miraculous, our legion's demise not only seems inexorable, it is also inevitable. Any other conclusion is unlikely, any hope remote at this point.